Hello everyone, this is Cryptic Smoothie, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Warmachine Cryx Necrofactorium Battlegroup box set. So in this box you get two Raptors, which are the small light jacks, and then a Malefactor, which heavy warjack, and then you also get Disruptor Viscerus, or Viscerus, something like that. Don't really have the app handy at the moment, so I'm just trying to go base off memory with this one. So, cool thing with the Battlegroup box sets, comes with a particular Warcaster or Warlock, depending on if it's Beasts or Warjacks. And then it's got, usually has two jacks, but Cryx is very much known for having the small bone jacks, or the chicken jacks, as sometimes I like to always think of them as, and then it has a heavy warjack. So all of these particular warjacks in this set can be magnetized. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack open the box, and then kind of break it into it and see what it all's there. Cool thing is, I've always liked this. It's just kind of got like almost kind of like a trading card, but not quite. You can also see the full box contents there with the QR code. So what we'll do, let's go ahead and get the magical box open here. So, and then we'll get this thing popped out here in a second. So 3 bags, one with each containing multiple parts for the other one. So what I think we'll do, let's go ahead and do the smaller bag, which I'm going to say is a Viscerus. So go ahead and pop that out there. 40mm base, and then there is the Viscerus and all of his glory. Very minimal print lines, some supports, but I've found using kind of green stuff sculpting tools kind of help get into the wedges there to kind of get all of the supports out if need be. You could use your handy dandy X-Acto knife or any of that nature and kind of get it squared away. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. Actually, it was a lot smaller than I thought he was going to be based on kind of the artwork that I had seen previously. So kind of he's also able to stand up there on his own weight. So we will get, we'll look at the bigger bag next. I believe is going to be the Malefactor, which is going to be our big Cryx heavy warjack here. I really do enjoy, so nice big pile there. And we'll go ahead and scoot all of that over, just kind of go piece by piece. So you've got your basic body, which aesthetically is very, very much Cryx. And even comparing this to Hades, you can still see very much the same design elements, but with it still being kind of just your basic jack, there's not as much character flair as you would see. So there's the body for there. Let me, some of the head options. Trying to dig through and find all the different heads. So still learning what the rules are for Cryx in that regard. I myself never really played Cryx in like Mark 1 or 2 or even 3. I played Protectorate of Menoth, and then whenever Mark 4 hit, kind of dabbled for a little bit in some other factions and haven't quite found the right one. I actually do think that Brine Bloods might be where it's at, but Pirate Trolls, can't go wrong with that. I want to say this is one of the right arms or left arms. Probably going to say, I think it's one of the left arms. So there, nice big scything spike there. Some print lines, but not enough to warrant or anything like that, because once you spray them, and base coat, it kind of disappears. Cryx weapons always look vicious. Not a lot of warpage on the axe, which is a good thing. I know a lot of times the pole weapons tend to have that. It's so odd seeing a Cryx claw actually closed around something. So used to seeing slayers. Slayer claws, which are always open. So I'm not sure what this one is. I think this one's the Psycho Venom, where if you claw them and punch them, you end up taking control of an enemy model. Speaking of, yeah, that's very reminiscent of a old school Slayer claw. I do like the little buzzsaw there in the middle of it. Big chunky shield. Cryx and shields, never would have thought that would have happened. There we are. And then last arm looks to be harpoon. Arm of some variation. So that is the Malefactor and all of its pieces. We'll go ahead and scoot this over this way. And then I want to say the last bag here is going to be the Raptor ×2. Which obviously little bone chickens. Just keep that over there. So here is one of the bodies, and I think the bodies themselves tend to have different stances. I think so. One there, and then yeah. So comparatively, they are. That way you get a little bit of variety with the body there. So, and then I guess hardpoint wise with the, yeah, so you can change out the head and then you can magnetize the back piece on the Raptors. So it looks like there's, thing is I know a little bit more about the Raptors. I think these are the armored carapace, so I think it gives a little more armor, makes them a little more survivable. Some type of spitter cannon of some variation, probably like a spiker cannon. Cryx and spikes, which seems to be the cool thing. These, I believe, are the arc node. Don't quote me on that. And then, actually, no, I take that back. I don't know what those are. I think these might be the arc nodes. I'm not sure. Either way, they look pretty neat. So there's that. And then we've got a couple head options. Let me dig through. So you got like a beaked maw here. Same thing here. At first I thought when with the lockjaw, ripper jaw, looks very reminiscent of old school Cryx there. So that, and then looks like it is some form of shooting head. I'm not 100% sure, again, on the rules with some of them. Some of them are pieces I know, some pieces I don't. And then I believe that would be like the acidic venom spitter head. So go from there. But yeah, so that's all of the Battlegroup command starter. I'm sorry, Battlegroup box set for the Cryx Necrofactorium. So we'll see you guys next time.